welcome back to the channel. My name is Lauren if you're new here. If you're not new here, you probably know how much I love eyeshadow, specifically brightly colored eyeshadow. And that is why I wanted to film this video today. We are talking about new makeup releases and why we don't want pretty much any of them. I'm not gonna lie, there are a few things on this list that piqued my interest a little bit, but for the most part, I was desperately hoping that we were moving away from the clean, minimalistic makeup trend where people do like a light dusting of bronzer all over their face and call it a day. It's just not for me. Maybe one day, but not today. I was really hoping it would be time where we would see a shift in what people want to see in their makeup and see more, I don't know, brightly colored looks. And I don't think that day is today. No, it is not. But we need to talk about some of these things. So let's get into it because we have quite a bit to say about Urban Decay today. And you know, Urban Decay is like really hit or miss these days. Like sometimes they come out with these fun, exciting things, and then sometimes they come out with this. Yes, this is the Naked Shaped Multitasking Eyeshadow Palette. They have a warm and a cool version, though it's really hard to tell the difference because I fell asleep as soon as I saw both of them. They are retailing for $56. These look like the most desaturated palettes that I have seen in a long time. I don't get it. I remember when Urban Decay came out with all these like amazing, fun, subversive palettes. The Vice palettes were so cool. And I know it's important for brands to stick with the trend of whatever's going on in the makeup community, right? What's trendy now, because that's where they're gonna make their money. But it's just disappointing to see the blandest two palettes that I have ever seen coming out of Urban Decay. And I mean, we all need a good neutral palette. Like, don't get me wrong. I have many a good neutral palette. These really do feel like they have been stripped of their pigment. There's something like so unappealing about them. But like, I do have neutral everyday palettes that I like to bring out every once in a while, you know, but I don't know. I saw these and I was just a little disappointed in Urban Decay. Urban Decay is a good brand, but it just doesn't seem very innovative lately. This seems like the complete opposite of innovative. This seems almost too safe to a fault, you know? That is how I feel about these palettes. But we also need to talk about their setting spray. I need to get my cat. Hang on. Ritzy is joining us for this half. Oh, he's purring. I love him. Okay, let's talk about their all-nighter setting spray. I have said for years that this is my ride or die setting spray. There's quite a few other like decent setting sprays out there, but this one, the Urban Decay all-nighter, my ride or die. But apparently they have reformulated the all-nighter, and that is because I didn't even know this actually, they had a partnership with Scandinavia, and Scandinavia contributed part of the formula for the original all-nighter. And I guess it was their bridal spray, I think is what Scandinavia calls their version. And I guess that's what kind of contributes to the like cooling effect that the all-nighter spray has on your face. That is what I've gleamed from the internet. But they had a falling out, Scandinavia and Urban Decay. They're no longer working together, so Urban Decay had to reformulate the all-nighter, removing that part of the formula from the setting spray. So we are getting, first of all, I absolutely hate, I hate these bottles. Again, there is something, maybe I'm just grumpy. I don't know, I have a coffee. I shouldn't be this grumpy, but there's something so unappealing to me about these particular bottles. I don't know what it is. I don't know if I'm so ride or die for the original all-nighter. I don't think I am. I mean, I am, but I don't think that's why I don't like the way these look. Maybe it's because the pink bottle is like salmon pink, which is the worst pink. And it's like pink font on top of like a pink bottle, and I don't know. But when I heard that they were reformulating the all-nighter, I 100% went to Sephora and got a couple bottles of the old version. When I went to the Sephora, they literally had 2 left. So I got them. And I was like, that's gonna, you know, that's gonna last me a while. It's not like I go through a setting spray once a month. and I already had like 2 bottles of the all-nighter, so I am gonna be good. But I am gonna be curious to see when these launch. Are they out yet? I don't think they're out yet. Maybe they are. Yeah, they are. Okay, it says they're available now. I haven't watched anyone compare the two yet, but I will be looking for those videos. If you have any that you've seen that you want to send my way, please let me know. But it's just, I wonder what happened, right? Apparently they've been in a partnership for, I think they said like 12 or 15 years. So I wonder what happened that they suddenly went their separate ways. Scandinavia has been posting quite a few kind of like catty things, and I am loving it. So luckily that's all I have to talk about when it comes to Urban Decay. Just nothing great. Or maybe the new all-nighter will be fantastic. I shouldn't say I haven't tried it, but we'll see. We will see. But let's talk about something a little more exciting. So Blend Bunny just launched their second collaboration with Ellis, and I think this is really pretty. So what they did was they came out with a bunch of different eyeshadow palettes. One is all shimmers, and then you have 2 that are all, actually I think 3 are all mattes. And there's 2 smaller all matte palettes. One is cool toned, one is warm toned, and then the bigger palette kind of has like all of the colors in it. But I love this. I think the shimmer palette looks amazing. I told my friend here on YouTube, I'm like, oh, I picked up the shimmer palette because it looked really pretty. And she's like, do you really need more shimmers? No, but I love Blend Bunny. I love their shimmer formula, and I haven't bought anything from them in a while. Not that I need to, right? Like, they're fine without me, but this caught my attention. So I did get the cool toned palette, and I got the shimmer palette. So you will be seeing a review on those. I miss the days where I used to review palettes all the time. There's not that many new palette releases that I'm like, I am very interested in this. But this is one that caught my attention, so I will be doing a review on that one. And just to give you a little bit of a price range, it looks like the palettes are retailing between $21 and $48 depending on which palette you pick up, so not bad. Okay, one brand that we don't talk a lot about is Ariana Grande's brand, REM Beauty. And that's because every once in a while they'll release something that interests me, and then they won't for a while, but a lot of their products that I have, I actually like. So I did a review on their like most recent single eyeshadow because totally was a dupe for one of my favorite Half Magic eyeshadows, which you can watch it in whatever corner it pops up in, I'll put it there. So I was really impressed by that single shadow, and she came out with glosses. So these are the On Your Collar plumping lip glosses for $20 each, and they just look really pretty. So I will not be getting them because I don't need any more glosses. But I don't know, I think these are really pretty, and I'm glad that she's putting out stuff that doesn't look soulless. I feel like when her brand first launched, it was going for this astronaut theme, and I didn't get it. And I feel like they've like changed it a little bit, so it seems a little more playful and colorful, which I like that. So I'm interested to see how these glosses perform. Like, I want to watch a review. Again, I don't need to buy these. I really don't. But they look really shiny, and I do like a good shiny gloss. So I want to see some reviews on these, and I'm glad they're doing something kind of fun. Sometimes we get waves of like the same releases, and then sometimes we don't. And right now, I just feel like we haven't gotten a whole lot of concealers lately. So I wanted to talk about this one. This is from RMS Beauty. They make some of my absolutely favorite eyeshadows. Like, hands down, so good. Their liquid eyeshadow, like eyeshadow paints, are so good. And they don't move. They are on your eyes, and they're there for the rest of the day. So this concealer is kind of piquing my interest, and this is the Revitalize Hydra Concealer. So I do like a good hydrating concealer because I got some dry skin. So it says it's medium coverage, high performance concealer with skincare benefits, satin skin-like finish. It says it's crease proof and ultra nourishing. Okay, it's $35 each. So not too expensive, but it's getting up there. And I don't know, I am like definitely interested only because I have had such a good experience with RMS Beauty. It's just the one thing about them is they're clean beauty, and that makes me nervous. I have had so many clean beauty products, especially liquid products, go bad on me so fast because there's nothing in there to keep them from not going bad, you know? Like sometimes we need some chemicals in there so that our products last longer. Like I don't need like everything in there, but I want to preserve the cleanliness of my makeup, I guess. Yeah, I don't know. Clean beauty is not, I don't know. I've had some really bad experiences with clean beauty foundation in particular. When that stuff goes bad, you can smell it. Everyone can smell it. It's terrible. You know, this is more packaging that I find very visually unappealing. Okay, so MAC is coming out with new Light Struck liquid highlighters. And I do love MAC. I really do. It was one of the first real makeup brands, you know, like when transitioning out of drugstore makeup that I tried and I just fell in love with. So I do like a lot of what MAC puts out. What is it about this packaging? I hate it. I don't know what it is. I don't know if it's like the font is tiny and all the same. It gets harder for me to read font as I'm getting older, the tiny fonts. Just make it big so I can read it, please. I don't know. It's something unappealing about it, but MAC does make a good highlighter. Now, highlighter is another thing that I don't need any more of, and liquid highlighter can be pretty intense, which I do like a good intense highlighter, but what I find with a lot of liquid highlighters, it can emphasize the pores or any sort of small insecurity you might have about your skin. So it can just like sink into your pores in like a really unflattering way. I'm not saying this does that. I don't know. Like, I don't even think these have been released yet, but I kind of stay away from liquid highlighters for the most part because they just have a tendency to emphasize those pores. The only one that I really like that doesn't do that is the Dior one. So they're liquid highlighters. I really like those. But this one looks like it would just put a spotlight on those pores. But I don't know. But I'm interested to see other people try it. Okay, unpopular opinion. I do not get really excited about drugstore launches. I'm not saying I won't try them. You know I'll try them if they look like they're gonna be good. And like, here's the thing. I feel like a lot of drugstore launches, they can keep the prices down because they don't do all the fancy packaging. Like they make it simple, right? So they can put the money towards the product, which I really appreciate. But I am definitely like a very visual person. So if the packaging does not grab my attention, I can't get excited for it. Which is why when I saw this, I was like, ooh. And maybe because it's shapes, I don't know. But Hermes just released what their fall 2025 collection is gonna look like. And this is, again, a very visual person. I look at this and I'm like, ooh, pretty. Now, am I gonna buy it? Absolutely not. Hermes is restrictingly expensive. It's just not in my budget right now because I know there's going to be a whole lot of great like winter releases and I'm not going to want to pay what is like $98 for a lipstick. I don't know if it's $98, but I think it is. And I don't know how much the eyeshadow quads are, but I think they're over $100. I've never tried an eyeshadow from Hermes. If Hermes wants to send me some, I will try them out. Go ahead, send them my way. But yeah, I just think this is like a good example of like really appealing packaging. It's still simple, right? You can still have really simple packaging, but there's something about this that's just like, my eyes are drawn to it. It's really, really pretty, really great fall colors, very simplistic, not complicated at all, but I don't know. I'm not buying it, but it's so pretty. This is kind of like, I feel like a good example of a drugstore launch that is just like, it doesn't draw me in, but I bet it's gonna be really good. So actually I wanted to compare this one to the MAC launch because it's the same thing. It's liquid highlighters. This is from Maybelline. This is the Sun Kiss liquid highlighters. I bet these are gonna be really good. These don't look super, I mean, I can't tell. This is me just completely guessing. These might not be as heavy as the MAC ones, and that might make it so that they don't, you know, accentuate those pores as much. I don't know. We'll have to see. Someone needs to compare those two launches. It's not me. I'm not buying any of those. Again, I'm staying away from liquid highlighters. But there's, again, something about this packaging that I'm just like, meh. It doesn't do anything for me. I feel like I just talked so much crap about drugstore makeup, and I was not trying to, okay? I'm just saying, like, sometimes visually drugstore makeup, especially new releases, just doesn't draw me in. but sometimes the product will stand alone and just be so beautiful that it doesn't need any packaging. That doesn't happen very often. But in this case, that is how I feel about this new release from NYX. This is part of their Buttermelt highlighter line. This is just a new color and it's like $12, I think. I'm pretty sure it's $12. And it just looks so beautiful. You don't need fancy packaging. You don't need anything. You just need to show the product. And in this case, I feel like the product really stands on its own legs. It just looks really, really pretty. I really want this to come to my local Ulta so I can swatch it in person. I'm worried it might be a little too dark on my skin, but I almost don't care. I just want to try it. It looks so beautiful. And I really do like NYX's Buttermelt highlighters. I think they're fantastic and they come in so many fun colors. So thank you, NYX, for keeping it fun still. I appreciate that. Okay, this is a new product and a new brand, Mary Phillips. I am not familiar with Mary Phillips. She's a makeup artist and she has come out with these Lipsticky Hydrating Lipstick Balms. And I used to have an obsession for lipsticks in this packaging, like the very slim bullet lipstick, cigarette, I guess, kind of looking lipsticks. And I am not over that because these look gorgeous. It's like so pretty. Now, I don't know anything about Mary Phillips. I feel like I need to do a little bit of a deep dive just so I can get to know who she is as a makeup artist. But these are priced for $26 each. Apparently, they're on the Sephora website already. According to Makeup on Your Radar, they're on the Sephora site. So I'm curious. I want to look at them. They look really, really pretty. I don't need any more lipsticks for sure, but just like, I don't know. So there's something about that like cigarette slim looking lipsticks that are so pretty. They're so pretty, but I don't know anything about this brand, so kind of curious if you've tried it. I think it's a brand new brand, so I don't know. I guess we're gonna have to discover it a little bit. Maybe not here. Maybe we'll just have to watch some reviews. I don't know. I'm trying to be good about buying makeup, and normally when I do a video like this where I talk about new releases, it sometimes helps. So I can kind of just like rib on some of these releases and not feel like I need to buy them, you know? And that's kind of where I'm at. I don't need to buy any makeup right now. It has to be really good to get my attention, or like with the Blend Bunny, a brand that I really love that's actually still doing something creative that I want to support, and it looks beautiful. Yeah. Okay, one last product in the makeup category because we still have to talk about perfume, but NARS released their multi-purpose sticks, re-released. They have had their multi-purpose sticks forever, but they didn't come in very many colors, and now they're coming in like this whole rainbow of colors. This is another product that I used to be obsessed with. Like years and years ago, I think there was only like 4 or 5 colors, and I had like 3 of them, and they were fantastic. You could use them on everything, and of course, the classic orgasm color, I really used to the stub. I use that thing constantly. So I was kind of excited when they released these. I wonder if they've changed the formula at all. Oh yeah, okay, so according to Trend Mood, it says new formula. So I want to go to a Sephora and swatch these and just see how they feel compared to the old ones. The old ones I would say were a bit dry. They were definitely on the more dry side, which I didn't mind. Like, it made it really easy to apply, and then they wouldn't go anywhere. Like, you could just like kind of pat them out with your finger. They weren't too, you know, wet and slick. And now that it's hot, I just feel like I need products that aren't gonna like shift around on my face. Like, I want them to be placed and I don't want them to move. So I hope these aren't too like of a wetter formula, because that worries me that it would like slip all over my face. Just right now, in the summer, oh my gosh, my face gets so kind of sweaty, a little bit sweaty. Someone's probably already done the comparison out there. Oh my God, I need to just Google it. I need to see if people are comparing the old formula to this formula. Okay, one more makeup item I want to talk about because, Laneige teamed up with Baskin Robbins, and they came out with a rainbow sherbet lip mask. 2 things. 1, I hate the Laneige lip masks. Oh, I feel like this video is full of unpopular opinions. That lip mask does nothing for my lips at all. I have dry lips. I need something intense, like something typically with lanolin. That's the only thing that hydrates my lips. These masks do nothing, nothing. They almost dry them out more, okay? So I am not a huge fan of Laneige in general, mainly because these lip masks are so popular and I don't get it. I don't get it. Do they work for other people? Do they really? But okay, that was my first thing. Number two, my first job ever was at a Baskin-Robbins. I was 16 and I worked at the Baskin-Robbins next to the movie theater, and it was great. It was the first job. I don't remember what minimum wage was back then, like $6. So I wasn't making bank there, that's for sure. But that was my first job, and that is where I learned pretty quickly that I am very lactose intolerant. Don't ever try every single one of the flavors. If you are lactose intolerant, it will not end well for you. But this lip mask, I was like, I don't want to get it because it's Laneige and it does nothing. So I am like teetering on this. I've heard that it smells amazing, that it smells just like rainbow sherbet. Maybe I just need to sniff it in stores and that'll be enough. Maybe I just need to buy some rainbow sherbet. Maybe that's better. But yeah, first job ever, scooping ice cream. That's probably why I have wrist problems. Okay, we are done talking about some interesting and some not so interesting makeup. If any of that was stuff that you were like, I really want to try that, and I was like, I absolutely do not want to try that, please try it. Everyone has a different opinion when it comes to makeup. This is just mine. Don't feel like you should ever not get something that you want to get, as long as you can afford it and it's something that you want and something that's going to make you happy. So, but don't feel like swayed by other people's opinions, because everyone has an opinion and you just need to listen to your own, right? That's what I say. But also I'm trying not to spend money, so it makes me feel better. It helps me fight that like add to cart urge if I poop on it a little bit. Okay, but let's talk about this. Rare Beauty, Selena Gomez, is coming out with a new perfume, or just a perfume. I don't think she had a perfume at all before. So she's coming out with a perfume. Okay, so it is vanilla and caramel. It's got notes of pistachio, pink pepper, ginger, vanilla, sandalwood, and it's not too expensive. Well, 1.69 ounces is $75, never mind. So it is a little bit expensive. What is there to say about this? Perfumes is something that I have put myself on an absolute no buy until I can finish five travel sizes. I'm working on it. I'm working on some of my summer fragrances to try to use them up, but also to enjoy them, because there is some that I really, really love. So I will not be getting this. Also, anything that has pepper in it, my skin just tends to amp pepper. So even if pepper isn't a main note, it does not matter. All I will smell throughout the day is pepper. So I'm gonna pass on this one. I bet it smells fantastic. I've seen some reviews and they all love it, but I'm pretty sure they also got it for free. So they could still love it. I don't know. So this is something that I would love to smell in store just so I can smell it. But again, anything that has pepper in it, I do not want to touch. And last, but only because I love apples so much, Fleur is coming out with a Mrs. Smith beautiful green fruity floral perfume. And this is keynotes are Granny Smith apple, pear, and apple blossom. I desperately need to smell this. Again, I am on a absolute no buy for perfumes. I cannot do it. I was going through my perfume collection the other day and there were so many that I just forgot that I had. I'm definitely like out of sight, out of mind. I need to like see all my perfumes, but I have so many that I have to like trade them out depending on the season, and I will just forget that I have some. So I cannot buy any more until I use up some of the ones that I have. But if you have sniffed this, please tell me, does it smell like apple? There are so many apple ones out there that just don't quite smell like an apple. And I find the same with strawberry. I feel like strawberry is a really hard note for me to smell and like, because it tends to smell really artificial. It just smells, there's one, the Santa Barbara strawberry one from Nest. I was so excited because I love strawberry and I went to school in Santa Barbara and I'm like, this is great. And it smells like Jell-O, flat out Jell-O. I hate it. It was like $35 for a travel size and I don't know what to do with it. because I hate it. It smells like Jello. But yeah, so those were all the releases that I wanted to talk about. I'm waiting for the releases to pick up a little more so I can do these videos more regularly. But like a lot of the releases just haven't been exciting to me. So I'm like, okay, I don't want a video where I just like poo-poo on everything. I can poo-poo on a lot. But this had like a couple things that I was like interested in. The RMS concealer, I am interested in trying, especially because it's hydrating and especially because I do like RMS quite a bit. So that's interesting. But all this like news coming out about Urban Decay, liquid highlighters, we have Hermes makeup, a lot of that I just don't need and it just doesn't appeal to me, but I will watch other videos where people try these on. Don't worry, I will. And I will be swatching those NARS in store. I just want to feel what the new formula is like. Because again, I was so obsessed with it. And again, if any of this is makeup that you own and love or really want to buy, then do it. Don't listen to me. Like, I love that everyone has a different opinion on makeup. That's what makes like this community so much fun, is that we can have discussions on our different opinions about makeup. And it doesn't have to be like, you're wrong, because you're not. It's your opinion. You're not wrong. But I'm curious. I would love to hear your opinion. Go ahead and comment down below, and I will see you all in the next video. Bye.